That's right, folks. That bass line means it's time for another episode of the BGB's podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John Warren. I'm on island time right now, full of spider venom, full of frosé, full of shit. With me is my forever co-host, Nikki Grayson. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, hello. Do the spider venom and the alcohol cancel out?
I think they do. But you know what? We're going to ask our guest today, who is a spider bite expert. I found out.
It's so true.
One of the leading spider bite experts in the world. Also does some other stuff on the side. Has a YouTube channel, video essayist. Has a podcast called Big Game Hunger, which is really funny, but really the meat and bones is the spider venom stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
call me
excited.
the milker because I'm always out there getting that spider venom. Yeah,
it's Jenna the Milker Stoeber. Welcome.
I'm actually fine with that. Part of
Okay.
me backtrack. I'm like, honestly,
It's fine.
I've read worse things on the internet.
Welcome to the show. We're all, you know what, folks? We're all having a beverage this evening / afternoon.
Bev check. What you got?
What do you got?
I've got a Berliner Weiss style ale with guava. It's unfortunate. I almost did not buy it for this, but it is quasi themed.
Oh,
yeah.
Star Wars.
This company does not genuinely do nerd beer shit like this.
Yeah.
So I was reluctant, but I couldn't resist the guava.
Yeah.
No, I love a little fruit beer. John and I had in the middle of lockdown, we both kind of went sicko mode on Mango Cart. It was kind of the only thing we talked about
for a long time.
For months. It was dark.
We sent 3 emails to that brewery that was what if you sponsored a weird fan bite stream where we just get fucking hammered on Mango Cart?
They never replied.
They never
Which was so weird.
Yeah, so weird.
Crazy. What a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. Yeah. Big problem.
Really drank a bunch of that stuff. John, you've got some frosé.
I've got some frosé from the co-op. This is the Flamingo flavor of frosé. 14.
So you're like a mango head.
I'm a
what does it mean?
Yeah, I'm a mango head. That's true.
Mango's great.
Mango is great.
I will say though, today went to the grocery store, got some honey mangoes. They were 3 for 99 cents.
Yes.
Okay.
And cut into that fucker, the most sour mango I've ever had in my entire life.
Ironic.
Had to throw it away. It was horrible.
That's tragic.
So they got some sour
ready.
honey.
It felt ready. And everything.
Just a bad batch.
Mangoes,
such a shame.
Mangoes to me I feel like the most vexing when is it ready situation.
Mm-hmm.
And also the biggest discrepancy between no, blueberries do, but close to the biggest discrepancy between this is shit and this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. I feel like a great mango is better than anything.
It's because a bad mango reminds you because you're still eating a mango of what you could be having.
See, for me, it's a peach. I think a perfect peach is genuinely the best
best fruit
that Mother Earth has ever granted us. But a mealy, hard, tasteless, sour pear, the worst.
Yeah.
I'll throw a stone fruit away after the first bite.
Oh, wow.
If the first bite is wrong, I'll throw the whole thing away. Now, is that good for the planet? Probably not. But if I'm insulted so poorly by a bad plum or a bad apricot.
Oh, yeah.
Trash.
I think you're vindicated. It's good to compost it, but if you don't have that option, your body's not compost, so I don't think you should struggle through a nasty nectarine.
That's a really good
point. My body's a wonderland. That's what that man tells me.
Your body's not compost. Might have to be on a shirt of ours. I'll throw you some. I'll throw you some money.
Sorry,
on
your
that
body's
one.
not compost yet.
Yet. That's a really good point. I'm on island time, folks. I'm out here in South Carolina. and had to go to urgent care today, and that was 45 minutes away. So is it really urgent if it's that far away, the closest one?
Yeah.
I don't think I could live. I don't think I could live out here. It's really nice, but it's like everyone is driving so slow. Everyone is so far apart. It's beautiful, but at what cost? What are we doing?
Well, I mean, just don't get sick.
Yeah, have you said the average age out here is like 85? Like,
well, those people aren't getting sick; they're dying.
They're dying. That's a really good point.
Different.
Really good point.
It's a difference between emergency speeds and urgent care speeds.
Yeah.
I think urgent care is like you've got a bad cold.
Yeah,
and so 45 minutes, what is that going to do?
What is that going to do? Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, and you weren't bitten by a spider.
Exactly.
Right?
I wasn't. I thought it was, and then embarrassingly enough, the doctor was like, actually, I think you, well, one, she almost kind of made fun of me for coming in at all, which is not the lesson that you want to, which is not the lesson you want to impart on someone that comes to the doctor, I think.
Don't come to the doctor.
She was kind of like, you're on vacation? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I don't know why you came in for this. And I'm like, and I was like,
okay, that's actually pretty funny.
I've come back around.
Yeah.
And I was like,
she was like, you should have died on the beach.
Yeah, you should have died on the fucking beach. Totally. Yeah, I felt kind of silly. She was just like, yeah, I don't know, man. She called me man a lot. So I was like, all right. She's like, I don't know, man. Like, looks like you dropped something on it or kicked something. Did you drop something on it? I was like,
is
no.
she around your age?
She was probably 35 to 40.
So you're the youngest person she's
seen. 100%. Yeah.
She's also on island time.
Yeah, no, she's on island. God, that must be awesome. Zero expectations. Everyone's old.
Yeah.
You can tell them anything and they'll say, okay. And then sometimes you get people your age that come through and you get to drop the mask.
Yeah.
And say, come on, dude.
Come on, dude. What the fuck are you doing here? I have 5 people at death's door out in the waiting room. Like, what are you doing here? Yeah, it was embarrassing. She's like, do you remember hurting yourself? And I was like, not this bad. No. But she was like, I don't know. I was like, the longer I looked at it, I was like, the longer I looked at it, the more I was like, what if this is a melanoma? I just didn't notice. And she was just like, that's not even coming up on my differential. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Okay.
So I'm good. I can go. She's like, yeah. She goes, we'll send an ointment to the closest pharmacy to you, but like, you don't even need to use it. And I was like, yeah,
free
man,
ointment.
this is a free ointment.
Ointment so you feel like you did something.
Yeah, it probably says placebo ointment on the bottle. So
I love a doctor going, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, got a taste of island time, big time today.
That's good.
Jenna, you went to PAX.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about PAX. PAX East, yes, of course.
Man.
East.
It was incredible. So many games. Here's what I'll say is there was a dome for Elden Ring Night Rain.
Okay.
There's a dome on the show floor. And what I did not realize is that this was a ticketed event. I went up one day and I was like, what's the deal? And they were like, it's ticketed and we're sold out. We sold out immediately because they released all the tickets at the start of the day. So if you didn't get up like an hour before the show floor opens to get into line to get onto the show floor, then there was just no chance. And there was a standby line, but it was just like, okay. So that's the only thing I probably should have definitely devoted 5 hours to try to get to see, but I certainly didn't.
You had better things to do with your time, like not that.
Yeah, like anything other than that. Yeah, I was on a panel. I hosted a couple panels. I host panels every PAX, the PAX panel show and the debate club. Although I think I might swap the debate club for something different for PAX West. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, for Quest.
For Quest? Ooh.
Yeah, for Quest. P-Quest.
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 But it was great. I played some really good games. I like Punplugged. I like Punplugged a lot. I sing a lot of karaoke. I'm still very tired. That's
hey, what do you
Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
Great
Okay.
track.
Sure.
Yeah, it's my go-to karaoke song is Come on, Eileen. Once that's out of the way, I'll usually do The Clash.
Okay.
Or the David Bowie, depending on what they got.
Sure.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. What are y'all's go-to karaoke pick?
I start with "Here Comes Your Man" by Pixies.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And if I've had like 3 drinks, I'll do "True" by Spandau Ballet.
Okay.
And I 100% of the time I lock eyes with someone who has developed an instant crush on me, but I can never chase it. I'm happily married.
No, for sure.
You know, sad. And sometimes it's a stranger, sometimes it's a good friend, and I'm like, sorry.
Sometimes it's your wife.
Sometimes it's my wife.
And then you're in a pina escape pina colada song situation.
Yeah, that's true. What about you?
Escape the pina colada.
I don't believe that. Absolutely not.
No way.
Higher by Creed's a banger.
No.
To kind of hit.
I don't believe that
That's
either.
a fun one.
Why are you protecting your heart with lies and jokes? Why won't you tell us your karaoke song?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Since You've Been Gone is a good one.
Okay, there you go. Now we're getting more on track.
Paul Tamayo, wherever he is. I haven't talked to that man in a long time. I hope he's good.
Paul's not dead.
No, I know he's not dead. I just haven't talked to that guy in a minute.
Okay.
But I still think about when we did Smooth.
That was really fun.
Right outside a million years ago.
Yeah, that was really fun.
A blast.
That was a fun time.
But yeah, Since You've Been Gone, it's kind of my start the night. I usually do one. I do one while everyone's too sober, and then they get drunk, and then they forget that I went at all. That's kind of
and that's a strategy.
Do you like the karaoke or no? You don't like it. Okay.
I like to be in there, but I'm not trying to sing.
Okay.
So that's why I get mine out of the way early.
Okay.
And then people are like, did you go? And then I'm like, yeah, dog, I definitely went. But they don't remember. And I kind of also don't remember.
Why not just lie?
Because then I'm lying.
It's one of your favorite things to do is casually lie about things that don't matter.
But that's on the precipice of consequence.
Okay, all right, okay.
Because it's a thing that could have happened, you know.
Right.
Tell me more about the precipice of consequence.
Well, the precipice of consequence is the newest ship in the UNSC fleet. Master Chief's gonna get on that bad boy. No, I just think that it's like there's a line for which if you cross, I love to lie about stuff that, as John said, does not matter. Yeah. And I'll cop to it basically immediately. But if it doesn't matter, I'll say whatever.
Do you know
and then I'll say, I don't know.
Do you know why you cop to it immediately? Because you're actually so good at it that I think you feel bad. That
because otherwise people will buy it. I can't have that.
Yeah.
So I'll say something completely non sequitur, and then they'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, no, that's not it. That's not true. But lying to somebody to their face about whether or not I did karaoke when they're in a compromised position, RE memory and possibly inebriation, I can't cross that line. It feels unethical.
How ethical?
I think that's true. I think that's true. It's almost too easy to lie.
Exactly.
It's like,
right.
What's even the point?
What's the point?
Fish in a barrel. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So do they store fish in barrel?
They used to.
I don't think they do.
Now I don't think they do. No.
They store them in refrigerated trucks.
Is can barrel?
No.
Can.
Can's a can.
That's good. Yeah. Why can not barrel?
Why cannot barrel? Because it's not made of wood.
Wood. Yeah.
Barrel have to be wood.
I think so.
Oil.
If a barrel is metal, it's a keg, isn't it?
So they're called oil kegs.
That's called a drum.
Cracking a jacket. Hold my legs up, boys.
Oil can.
No, oil drum. It's not an oil can. An oil can's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do
measure them in barrels of oil. They do measure barrels of oil. Shit. Wow, we've really derailed this.
Cans is barrel.
So I played a lot of great games at PAX.
Yeah.
Now hold on, wait, just wait 1 second. I'm so sorry. Did you know that there are two distinct? No, there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 distinct units of dry good measurement that are called barrels, but they have completely different weights. The Wikipedia page makes explicit mention of a dry barrel, which is just, I guess, any dry good.
Okay.
That isn't cornmeal, cement, sugar, flour, lime, butter and cheese in the UK, and salt. The other one that they mention explicitly is a US barrel for cranberries, which is 5,826 cubic inches, or cran barrel, or 95 and a half liters.
Of course. This is basic bogging.
That's just
yeah. I think everybody in America knows that.
Yeah, everyone knows about the big bog, the bog standard. That's why they call it that.
Bog standard. Okay, so what did you play at PAX?
Yeah,
because I'm trying to confuse. Was Dune game at PAX again for the 5th year in a row? Dune Awakening.
It was there.
It was
there. I don't necessarily remember it being at previous PAXs, but I also am so apathetic about Dune as a franchise. Sure. If I saw it, I would not clock it.
Yeah. Every year, well, because I went last pieced, and it was there, and it was at the PAX that I had gone to prior to that, which was 2 years prior. So I think they just they roll that game out to be like, still working on it.
Still working.
I mean, to their credit, Larian also has a booth every year.
That's true. That's true.
They don't have a game.
Not working on it.
No,
not working on it. They're done.
No, they're just doing victory laps at this point, which honestly I think is such a pro move.
Yeah, that's sick as hell.
It's really sick.
They have the Mind Flayer out there every time.
Yes, and it's so good. And every year I get a picture taken with all of my favorite Baldur's Gate people. I get it taken with Marion, the girl with the hair, and Larian, the other girl with the dagger, and Rupert, the vampire one.
Yeah,
I get to take it all with all of my favorite Baldur's Gate characters.
Yeah,
with
there's
Baldur,
a picture,
Mr. Baldur.
Monster Baldur.
They can't believe they put Jar Jar in the third one, but I was happy that they did.
It's so good. What a crossover. I love when you can fight Hatsune Miku in Baldur's Gate 3.
There's a picture of my dog with the Mind Flayer.
Oh.
Yep. Found
Incredible.
It. Found it.
Adorable.
Yep. Here we go. Just gonna
try to put it in there. You're gonna try to put it in the thing so people can actually see
it's gonna work really good. Listen,
or are you gonna kick us out of this room?
I'll do no such thing.
Okay. I'm putting my faith and trust in you to actually.
Okay, listen, see, and then we're gonna do. Okay, now the whole everything went black.
So
we're back.
Okay, we're back. Okay, good.
And then I'm gonna grab downloads, and then we're gonna do. This is what they come for.
This is what they come for.
This is what the podcast.
We leave this. We leave this in the audio version too, and we get all these reviews that are just like, we love the parts of the show where you discuss what you're actively doing, and we can't see it, and we're like, we really appreciate it.
Did I not download I copied the image.
Nikki, you've got 5 seconds.
No. We're halfway there. Tap everything went black.
We're halfway there.
Maybe vapping or
no. Because look, watch. Because the image is about to show up right now.
God, this better be the best photo I've ever fucking seen. It probably will be. It probably
it's
will
not
be.
showing up. Let me just.
It's still not showing up. Hey, Jenna, what did you play at PAX?
One game that I really enjoyed at PAX was called Motion Rec, REC.
Okay.
And it's a concept that I've definitely seen in other games, but the idea is that you can record your movement. You've got like a little cassette tape and you record your movement in the game. So it's a platformer. It's like a little basic pixel platformer. You can record your movement. So if you go like right and then up, it'll record that motion.
Okay.
And then you can play that back to get access to like other areas and to like solve puzzles. So you'll get to like a precipice where there are no platforms for you to jump up, and you have to like record the motion that you'll need to get to the next section. And it's like a concept that I've seen various iterations of before, but it was so beautifully implemented and so fun and just like easy to do and to activate in the game that it was extraordinarily satisfying. So that was high up on my list. Demon School has been there for a couple of years as well. And I remain extremely hype about that game, and Love Eternal, which is also from Isprid. So I'm hype about both those. I'm flipping through the business cards I gathered to be like, which of these were other ones that I really enjoyed?
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
that's pretty good. Okay.
It's good, right?
That was probably worth it. Yeah.
I think that was probably worth it.
Yeah. The idea of putting Barley in this contraption ever again is like impossible.
Was that a baby Bjorn? I mean,
it's a dog baby Bjorn.
Yeah. So yeah, Nikki, for the folks not watching the show, Nikki is there with mask. When was this? In 2021?
22.
22? Okay.
This was the first one back.
That's right. Barley is in a baby Bjorn, and then the Mind Flayer is just kind of staring down the barrel of the
also
camera.
There.
Yeah, it's also there. Just it looks like kind of a cool like couple photo and their child, you know?
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
I love the fact that the Mind Flayer is so in character. You can see his hand like in like gripping position as if he were going to raise it and choke someone.
Yeah, ready to get the dog.
Yeah.
Cannot help himself.
Can't help it.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for showing us that, Nikki. Okay, so what else? You're sorting through your business cards. Did you?
Yeah, I was sorting through. The Critical Reflex people had a booth, which I don't know that they have in the past. They had their own booth, but they published Mouthwashing and Buckshot Roulette, so they've had a great year.
They've had a good run, yeah.
Yeah, they had a ton of games. One that I really liked was called Gimmick Co.
And it's great name for a video game.
Right? It's a game where it's sort of a bullet hell game where you have dice and you throw the dice at enemies and it hits them, but then whatever number it lands on can activate a power. So it's just sort of a fun, bouncy, high action bullet hell. But it had really fun writing, really fun animation. I'm really excited about that one. And they had another game called, I believe, No, I'm Not Human.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called No, I'm Not Human. And I think it's going to be kind of in the vein of Buckshot Roulette and Mouthwashing, but it's a game where it's like a paranoia thriller. So there's people called the Visitors who have invaded, and they look like people, but they are not people. And you have to decide like who you're going to allow into your safe house and who you're going to kick out, basically. But if you kick them out, they're probably going to die. Or if you leave them in, they might kill you. So it's sort of like you get news blasts that are like the Visitors. You can tell who's a visitor because their teeth are too perfect. And you have to go around to talk to everyone and be like, show me your teeth.
Show me your teeth.
When you look at those
show me those choppers.
And so, but it's like, do you trust the news reports? Do you trust the people? So it had a really interesting atmosphere. So I'm really hyped about that one.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I love
some good stuff. Always some good stuff at PAX.
How are the vibes? I mean, like, I feel like every once in a while there's one of these that feels weird because of industry circumstances or something. But I feel like the last few events, I feel just been really energizing for a lot of folks. So I don't know. How do you usually leave those kind of events?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
Exhausted, but ultimately happy. I think PAX is such a I hate to be so corpo about it, but it's such a great networking event. But you really do because so much of the time is obviously like meeting people on the show floor and giving out business cards and playing their games and talking about everything. But then you also have to sit and take meals and do coffee and stuff. And it's nice to just be like, oh, hey, you're going to be at PAX, right? Do you want to get coffee or do you want to go and just talk and to be able to sit and talk with other people in your industry, especially when this industry is sitting at home alone in front of your computer, screaming into the void of the internet. There's nothing better than being able to go to a place and just hang.
Yeah.
And do karaoke twice, 2 nights in a row and blow your
Yeah, that's PAX. Yeah. Did you take part in any of the Red Bull Creator Lounge stuff that they wouldn't stop emailing me about? They kept emailing me. They said, well, because at one point I was going. So I had a badge and then they kept emailing me and they were like, please come to the Red Bull Creator Lounge. We'll have Formula One race simulators and we'll have all the Red Bull you could possibly drink. Please hang out with us at the Red Bull Creator Lounge. Did you see anything there that was exciting to you?
Nikki, I'm going to be honest with you.
No, please. You can't know if you know.
You had to have gone.
You had to have gone. To the Red Bull.
You had to have gone.
When I checked in, the person handed me a 2 case of Red Bull and I accepted it. And I was like, oh, okay, there's a Red Bull lounge. Great. I will definitely check that out. And I put those Red Bulls in my bag and I carried them around all day. And promptly forgot that was a thing until this moment. And you asked me if I had checked it out. I absolutely intended to.
No.
I absolutely intended to. I don't drink Red Bull. I don't drink
me either. It's because it's gross.
Yeah.
It's gross and it makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
So.
Part of me was like, it's been a minute since I've had Red Bull. But then I was like, I absolutely should not experiment with trying Red Bull.
No way.
In my 30s at PAX when I have to do panels and stuff.
Like there's a reason why you don't drink Red Bull anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And this was like, I'm going to end up giving myself a heart attack and having to be rushed to urgent care.
Yeah.
So I didn't risk it. Yeah, I totally forgot. Damn.
Another year of not knowing what the Red Bull Lounge was like.
Yeah, maybe at Quest.
Maybe at Quest.
Yeah, maybe at Quest. I'll definitely remember it at Quest.
That's incredible. I'm looking forward to Demon School too. You mentioned that earlier. I feel like that's been on the horizon for a long time. It'll be fun to have something that's kind of beefy, but also not, super AAA in that way as well. So I'm excited to see that riff on kind of a Persona genre of different things going on. So
yeah, Persona without being 100 hours. I'm excited about that.
I love that idea. Just the idea of a game where I know it won't be 100 hours. That's really hitting right now for me. Yeah, for sure. You had mentioned that you wanted to also talk about something stupid, according to you, and I love that.
Yeah.
So
this actually ropes so nicely into the mango talk earlier, which is, this is so important to me, and I have to know it now.
Yeah.
What is the best single bite of food you've ever taken, specifically texture-wise? Yeah.
Texturally.
Texturally.
Oh boy.
The best bite of food you've ever taken. The most satisfying chomp down with your little teeth. What bite of food has made you stop and go, damn, it's good to be alive? Take your time. I'm going to keep vamping. I've had so many because I love to eat strange food, but I am also I'm a texture person. So I can't fuck with mushrooms really.
Fuck a mushroom. You're on the right podcast. Fuck mushrooms.
No,
Johnny
mushrooms
eats them too.
No. I like mushrooms.
They're terrible.
I don't like truffle. I don't like truffle.
They're the worst food ever made. They grind on the ground. They look bad for a reason. Th're all poisonous.
They're not food. They're not food, and we shouldn't be eating them.
We shouldn't be eating them.
I do. Okay, I will say this about mushrooms, and we'll go to Best Bites because I do know what mine is. I think eating fungus is the same as the first person that ate an artichoke. Like, what the fuck was the person thinking when they ate an artichoke? Oh, this big spiny thing that you could kill someone with. Let's take a bite out of it. Let's try that.
Disagree.
I love artichokes. I love them. But the
artichokes armored. No, if you see a food that's armored, you know that shit.
There's the delicious center.
Pineapples, lychee, something's got a shell. Ooh,
that's how you know. Turtle.
There's a forbidden, wonderful surprise turtle.
Yeah.
That's true. Ooh,
mushrooms are nasty. Mushrooms are just out there. They're like, ooh, try
They're
us.
gross.
If it grows
you might
on
not
the
die
ground,
immediately.
you shouldn't eat it.
We have our own nervous system, and actually scientists don't really understand us all that well. We should eat all of them. We should eat
How do
them.
we grow? Unclear.
They think they might be from space.
I know.
Actually, the argument that they might be from space makes me like them a little bit more. I would like to eat some space aliens.
I would love to eat some space stuff.
It's unfortunate that they are texturally so nasty.
I saw a moon rock once, and I was like, I would eat that in a second. I would eat a moon rock.
I would grate that like a truffle.
Like a cured egg yolk. Like a cured egg yolk. Just a little moon rock.
John, I have a really quick question before we talk about our bites. So when you got your froze, please show the camera. Did you get a 6-pack of those? They are in a plastic like lemonade bottle,
because they will serve them to you like fresh at the place, or they'll put them in a sealed bottle.
Love that.
And then you can take it to go.
Froze growler.
I gotta get on island time.
You gotta get on island time.
I've never been on island time before.
Man. You gotta get on it.
That sounds nice.
We'll have a VGB's we'll do the VGB's summer house out here.
Summer house. Oh, that sounds great.
So best bite of food. I feel like it was at there was a Chinese restaurant in Los Angeles I went to, and I had a bite of Peking duck in one of those pancakes, and the skin was so unbelievably crispy. And the sauce was so unbelievably good, and the crunch of the stuff with the pancake. It was it was very good. Texturally, I was really loving it. And I mean, like, remembering how good it was also is probably helping. But yeah, that was probably my best. I remember that very well. Yeah.
This morning I had a yuzu lemon meringue croffin, which is just a croissant shaped muffin. Okay, and then it had meringue inside, or like yuzu lemon curd filling, and then curd inside, and then there was meringue on top. And it was one of those, like, it was great because it was fresh. I went to the bakery. It's called Fondry. It's really close to my house. It's one of those bakeries that, like, they limit you to 2 items.
Wow.
What?
Wow. I've never been to a bakery
because they sell out. They just sell out. It's one of the situations where, like, they're open from Thursday to Sunday.
Let me get more than 2 pastries.
No, get fucked. They're open on Thursdays to Sundays, and on the weekends the line is like out the door down the street. Okay. But if you go at 10 a.m. on a Thursday, actually nobody is there. You just walk in and get the stuff, but people don't know that. They have jobs.
Idiots.
Yeah, idiots. So I walked in and grabbed this guy, and that was delightful because it was delicious buttery pastry with this curd that kind of was like jammy and like really saturated into that first layer of the pastry, which was really nice. And the meringue was like yummy, yummy, yummy. The meringue was so like marshmallowy, chewy. Got like on my nose because I bit into it like an apple. Like it was such a delightful experience. Ben, that was just today, but that's my answer because what have you done for me lately? And it was that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's really, really good.
Delightful.
I think mine is I went to Montreal once some years ago, and there's a shop in Montreal. It's a little cafe, and all they do is make Cuinemont, which is they make they make giant circular Cuinemont, and Cuinemont is like a crazy. it's all technique because the ingredients are just like flour,
sugar, butter. Yeah.
Sugar, maybe yeast, but I think not even. It is just like, it's the most basic ingredients and it's all technique. And there's a cafe in Montreal, that's all they do. You can get like coffee, juice, and a slice of Queen of Malt. That is it, which I just love from like a cafe standpoint. But it was my first time ever trying it. And it is one of those things where I'm like, how can this be anything of note? Because it's three things. Nothing. It's just the three things. How can this be transformed? But then it's the way that the butter like melts and combines with the sugar and then like caramelizes on the bottom. So you've got like this crispy, flaky, layered, incredible, perfect pastry bite. That's probably the first bite of that.
Yeah. Yummy.
Yeah.
You ever eat?
I love eating. I love eating.
Eat though.
I'm thinking of other stuff though too. Like if you go to Uchi, which is a sushi place in Dallas and Austin, and a couple other, there's one in Houston. Their signature dessert is called fried milk, which is basically they take a little a log of like frozen milk,
there's also one here apparently.
There is. And there's Nucci in LA?
In WeHo.
Okay.
It means house in Japanese.
It does. And they take a little log of milk and they freeze it and they coat it and deep fry it. And it's not very sweet, but it's served with like a little sweet cream sorbet and a chocolate wafer and some sauces. And when you get like a bite of all of that, texturally and taste wise, it's really good.
John, I am looking at this menu and like kind of becoming emotional.
We should go.
This is
Do you want to go?
Crazy.
We can go in LA.
They have scallion pancake taiyaki.
Yeah. So they have a sushi called ham and eggs, which is it's got like a pork belly sushi, which comes with an egg yolk sauce that you just dip it in. Which is really good. They're pretty good. Yeah, they're really good. Tyson Cole's their executive chef, and he's been pretty good for a long time.
Wow.
So
does it say what the filling for the scallion pancake taiyaki is?
That's a great question because it would be repulsive, but I am kind of in love with the idea that it's still sweet custard.
Like a red bean?
Maybe. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't say. West Hollywood. I keep clicking this website. You know what? I will say website's not very good. Okay,
website's not very good. If it doesn't work, we could just go to Sir Lisa Vanderpump's Sir restaurant.
Here's the thing about Vanderpump
I've been.
Rules. I've also been, but here's the thing about Vanderpump Rules. Every 6 months, I encounter someone who is working on that television program. It happened to me 2 days ago.
Wow.
Now I know an associate editor on that show now. And that's incredible. Just the beauty of Los Angeles. Is
we gotta have him on the show. I have a lot of questions.
On the Vanderpump Rules. Yeah, I got him so jealous.
You know someone on VP? Oh,
yeah, dude. I can't find what the filling is, but again, I think the world is a better place if we imagine that it's still the sweet custard.
The filling. Sweet custard.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like a sesame custard that's kind of on the boundary of like a sweet savory.
That seems right.
Scallion pancake.
I just love a scallion pancake. Those things go so hard. I made a fuck ton of those also during lockdown.
Me too.
Yeah.
Because there was one of the foods I missed most, not being able to go to Chinatown in Manhattan and get.
It's like time to make those. We also made boba, which was insane. Just like a silly
decision. You made the tapioca.
Yeah, we made the tapioca.
Wow,
like from scratch.
Yeah, and they weren't as good as the wherever they come from.
No, of course not.
No, but
that's the
ones.
That's the Alton Brown special of I'm going to take an hour, take a day to do this, and it won't be even remotely as good as
not even
lockdown.
Yeah.
Did you know? Have you seen? He's shilling electric grills now.
Oh,
Did you know that?
He's a full weirdo now. Yeah,
weirdo.
I mean, didn't he have a Holocaust denial kind of problem?
Whoa, Alton Brown Holocaust.
I should not be talking.
We found the name of this episode: Alton Brown Holocaust.
Good Eats host Alton Brown apologizes for tweet with quote flippant reference to Holocaust.
Oh, brother!
Wow,
you fucked up. You had so much.
Tough.
It's hard to remember someone with so much goodwill just kind of pissing that away.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
He literally got so mad about Guy Fieri that he got himself fired. That literally is all it is.
Yeah.
He just got so pissed at the fact that Guy Fieri was successful that he ruined his own career. And now he hawks grills. And fucking Brian Malarkey, I hate that guy, is now the host of new Cutthroat Kitchen. They brought Cutthroat Kitchen back.
Jenna, do you watch a ton of reality television like we clearly do?
I do watch a lot of food-based reality television.
Okay. Have you seen 24 and 24?
No.
What's that show called? I've only seen commercials for it in between basketball. 24 in 24. It's called 24 in 24
with
Last
Kiefer
Chef Standing.
Sutherland. Oh, okay.
They lock all the chefs in boxes.
Yep, that's it. That's correct. Continue.
Chefs. Yeah, that's right.
They lock the chefs in boxes, and then they have to cook for 24 straight hours. Like they keep getting stuff, and I think they have to call out for the ingredients that they need, and then they have to keep cooking for 24 hours.
That's like Mr. Beast bullshit. That's terrible.
Listen, that's what David wants. Okay,
that's what David Zaslav wants.
on HBO Max, the one to watch for HBO.
Do you want to take a minute to talk about HBO Max, Nikki?
Yeah, I would love to take a minute to talk about the rebirth of HBO Max.
Okay,
the one to watch for HBO. You have the floor. So, remember when they had Go and Now?
Yes.
Yep.
At the same time, they had Go and Now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they said, that's too much. We'll put them in one.
Yep.
It's just HBO.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's what you get. You get that. And they said, no, hold on. We've bought Discovery. So we've got to put all of it in the same
We got to put all
bucket.
of it in the same. Mm-hmm.
That's HBO Max, baby. That's all the stuff that you want. It's HBO and Maximum, which is all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you know what? Fuck HBO.
Mm-hmm.
It's only the most valuable television channel in the history of television. We don't need it anymore. Get rid of it. It's just Max now. The one to watch for HBO.
Mm-hmm.
But now, David woke up, I guess, on a different side of his palatial bed.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, change it back.
He did. They're going back this summer to HBO Max
again.
And they're contemplating fully splitting off from Discovery. Is that true?
Yes, they're trying to sell Discovery again.
That's insane.
That's why they've switched. Insane. Because they if they divest, it's going to be easier for them to do so.
We could do that.
I just hope people see all of this and have a better understanding of the ways in which insanely rich idiots have such a direct effect on our genuine day-to-day lives.
Yes.
And this is the sort of thing where it's like not just us as creators and people like making things in an industry, but also people just trying to like chill and hang out and watch their fucking shows. It's insane. It's insane.
It's insane. It's insane.
I'm trying to figure out who are they trying to sell Discovery to? Unclear.
I read something about it. I couldn't tell who they were actually trying to, if they had anyone in mind or whatever. Unclear.
That's
unclear.
Nuts.
Jenna, thank you for making me think about food. It's one of my favorite things to think about.
Yeah, same.
It's one of my favorite things.
He's still thinking about it. John, what are you eating in your head right now, bud?
Yeah, what are you?
I'm thinking about a beef rib I had recently, which was really good. Barbecue place called Hurtado Barbecue with a green hatch chili mac and cheese.
Wow!
Oh, damn, yeah.
I'm thinking about the cornbread that they make there, which is a big muffin style, and it's got brisket inside of it, and they drizzle it with hot honey.
Oh yeah!
What?
Yeah, like a corn soup.
Yeah. When we go, Nikki's coming in July, so we're gonna go to Hurtado, and it'll be good.
Best day of my life.
I'll just make some Kraft mac and cheese.
No, Jenna, you can come.
Come through.
You can come.
We're going to wrestling.
We're going to wrestling. We're going to Globe Life Stadium in Arlington, Texas to watch wrestling in July in the middle of the summer in Texas. Can you fucking imagine a dumber place to have a sporting event in the middle of the summer? Unbelievable.
Mind is big.
He's so big brained. One of the things that I noticed. Oh, so Nikki's earbuds have died, and now the audio is coming out of the thing. This is good. We are. Sorry. You know what? We are, if nothing, professional podcasters.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Know that
the headphones have been yelling in my ears for hours, saying, "I'm gonna die."
Oh. I can't believe your headphones sound like Carl Anthony Towns. I'm gonna die. So one thing that people were talking about this morning, that may or may not be worth talking about, but kind of in the vein of PAX and now Summer Game Fest coming up, is that it seems like no one's getting a Switch 2 that will actually be able to cover it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be this incredible logjam come June 5th. When that comes out on the eve of Summer Game Fest, where people will be basically having wall-to-wall appointments for the next 4 days. When was the last time you remember something like this happening? I mean, I remember Switch 1 came out on the eve of GDC, but that felt different to me. I think
people had those for 2 weeks prior.
Yeah, they had them. So this is different. This is new.
It's wild.
It doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't make any sense. It would make, I guess, more sense somehow if there weren't like 4 bespoke news cycles about how they already have them here. Like if the logjam was like, gang, they aren't getting to America until the 30th. If that was the case, then it would kind of be different. But they have for weeks been being like, yeah, no, we have a huge number of Nintendo Switch 2s in the United States of America already. Yeah. And now they're just being like, we're not going to send anybody any. Huh? Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know if nobody is getting them. That doesn't seem right to me.
That also doesn't seem right. Yeah.
I think the Imagine Games Network is absolutely
the Imagine Games Network will probably get one.
Like, they're getting one, like, whoever the fucking like NBC gaming job, like that's the cushiest games job in the whole world. Is you do games at NBC
or USA
NBC
Today
News or USA Today. Yeah, USA Today games job. It's the safest job in the whole world. No
USA Today games. No, USA Today games has had a Switch 2 for 3 months. They've already got it. They played through Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah, they've been talking about it on their show too, but it's not breaking embargo.
It's not embargo. They don't have one.
They don't have one.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So like, that part doesn't make any sense to me. But I do think that there is going to be, in a way that I don't particularly understand from Nintendo's perspective, but that's their whole MO. They understand that it isn't just them. Like they knew Jeff had to have told them when this thing was. They
probably did.
They know where everybody who can reasonably talk about their thing is going to be. So they're going to release Mario Kart. Oh, I'm sorry. I've talked myself into understanding it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Talk to me.
It doesn't matter.
Because you're not going to be able to walk into Target and buy one anyway.
Right.
They've already gotten the money from you. You've already pre-ordered it. Who gives a shit? They got you already.
They said this morning or whatever, they're like, yeah, we don't expect a ton of these to be out there. Like, they're just not a lot out there.
That's probably it then. Mm-hmm. There's no expectation of there being one that you could read a review on usatoday.com and say, gotta go get one. You can't. It's too late.
Whenever I see stuff like this, whether it's a movie or a game or a whole ass console, and they're just like, we're not going to give it to you ahead of time.
Yeah.
A part of me always feels very deeply cynical because it's like, oh, so there's something busted here that you're trying to hide, and you're hoping to trick a certain wave of first adopters to engaging with your thing before the reviews come out and everyone realizes it's shit. I don't think that's what's happening here because it's Nintendo. I don't think they would be releasing this console if they weren't pretty confident that it was going to crush.
Yeah.
I think that's actually a really good read, Nikki. I think it's just not going to matter. They already pre-sold 100,000 billion at twice as many consoles as there are humans on the planet.
Exactly.
Basically. So it's like they don't care anymore.
It doesn't matter.
I also feel like they kind of planted the seed with their like rollout preview kind of stuff where they were just basically like, there's going to be like a couple things out in the first couple months, and then like holiday season.
Yes.
You're really going to love Switch 2 around then. And I'm like, okay, so they're like, I feel like we're weird 6-month alpha testers for Switch 2.
It's just,
you know, it's like, I just feel like, okay, the sickos got on it. A bunch of games media people felt like they had to jump in and get on it. And now they're going to have like 5 months of data before they have to really worry about anything. Which is like, you know what, Nikki, if Sony was doing this, that would be scary. But Nintendo doing it, I'm like, okay, maybe they know what they're doing.
But it is fundamentally nuts though that they are launching this thing with one game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one game and then a bunch of games you've already ostensibly played.
Yeah.
Not me. Because I get to play Tears. I get to play
Tears of the Kingdom finally.
I get to play Tears of the Kingdom finally, which is amped. I'm amped about. Because I started that game when it came out, but I had just finished Breath of the Wild like 3 days prior. And I got like 10 or 15 hours in and I was like, I can't do this.
It's pretty much that game.
Yeah. But now it's been 6 years or however long it's been since Tears of the Kingdom came out. So I'll have Mario Kart and that, which is huge.
Yep. That's huge. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm amped. Here's a question.
Yeah.
That GameCube controller. Everyone was breaking their back about it on Tuesday.
Okay.
Did you get one?
No.
What game? I've been in
released Switch 2 GameCube controller.
Right, but it only works with a few games, right?
No, it's effectively a pro controller.
Oh, I thought the thing with that is it only worked with certain things.
It's a pro controller, except they added one button, which is the ZL button, but it's the size of the ZL button on the Switch 1 Joy-Con.
Oh, so
when you rotate it, and then there's the little chiclet buttons. That's how big it is.
Oh, wow.
And that's the only new button that they've added. But everyone, like multiple people came to me, even in my normal life, normal people were like, did you get the GameCube controller? And I said, what are you talking about?
No,
I didn't get it's 2025. What do you talk? Also, I have one.
Can you all off the top of your head think of like the weirdest thing that's broken containment for you? Like with the normie friend that you have
for games?
Yeah, for games. Like someone that you doesn't follow games like we do is kind of like aware of something. Because I feel like it's usually the opposite, where I'm always coming to them with things that they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There's a person in my life who is like, have you played Case of the Golden Idol? And I'm like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
How did you hear that?
How did you, I actually have not played Case of the Golden Idol.
That's pretty specific.
That's nuts that you are talking to me about
That's pretty specific. I mean, it doesn't feel that way now because it's been so normalized, but I guess Balatro was kind of like that, where I was like, I did see someone in the wild that I kind of knew playing it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no,
like that's really strange to me.
I was in an Angel City game, and at halftime, this girl opened up her Galaxy Fold. It was the first time I'd ever seen anybody do it. She had her phone, and she said, it's time to interact. And she turned it sideways and then opened it up. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I thought that was the end of the interaction. I was like, wow. They do exist.
They do exist.
Opened up Balatro, and I said, "Yo, that's crazy."
Gamer hours.
Professional.
My dad's girlfriend, who she's probably in her late 60s. She's a lovely woman, but does not video game.
Yeah.
Does not know about video games. Reached out to me one time and she was like, have you played this game, Florence?
Whoa!
Y'all remember Florence?
That's awesome.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, how do you
know? Wow.
She played it. She loved it.
How did she find out about Florence?
I couldn't tell you.
From the USA Today gaming section.
Probably. Honestly, she's probably it. She is the target audience. Genuinely wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
If I go on the App Store right now, what are the games that Apple thinks I should be playing?
Oh,
Minecraft
they're weird.
Mobile, Roblox Mobile.
Yeah.
Monopoly Go.
Monopoly Go.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt's Monopoly Go.
Okay,
yeah.
games. Okay,
I haven't looked in a little while.
Here are the first 6 games on the Apple App Store.
Okay, hit me.
Under what we're playing right now. They're on it's Accessibility Awareness Month ?
Question mark?
It is. They've got a thing for that. I'm not going to read it. Here's what we're playing now. The App Store curation team. Roblox is number 1.
Boom.
Pokemon TCG Pocket number 2. Something called High Seas Hero.
Okay, but like High Seas and not like High C the drink.
No, not like High C the drink, which is a bummer.
That's a bummer.
High C Hero, except it's basically like a tap revenge, except you're like squirting juice into kids' mouths.
Or you're just making Ecto cooler.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Monopoly Go number 4.
Boom.
Wow.
Arc Hero 2. Bigger. The tagline for Arc Hero 2 is bigger, better, faster.
Great.
Okay,
sign me up.
Great.
And then something called Delta Force. The ultimate AAA shooter available worldwide. Now blow it all up. First mobile warfare in all out 24v24 combat.
Is that not a Tencent product?
That is a Tencent.
That's a Tencent product. Yeah.
Can I just say I'm really proud I got 2 of those off the dome.
Listen, no, it's huge.
Yeah,
I'm downloading Delta Force right now.
No.
Oh, you're gonna get on so many lists. Don't do it.
They literally already have my social.
They have
John.
it. Yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
true. I know.
What am I gonna give Tencent my secondary, my hidden social?
Yeah, I know.
Tencent's second social.
Tencent
that
is
all game journalists get.
Tencent is so deep in us right now. We could never go to China without being held at the border for like 5 hours.
They're gonna ask us questions.
So, yeah, it's true. Yeah, so I don't know. I see people already kind of panicking about SGF, but people seem to have forgotten about freelancers, maybe because there's no budget for freelancers.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But don't forget to dial up your friendly freelancer if you're
they're there and they're alive.
They're there, they're alive. There are a lot of good ones that are on the market. I hate to say that, but it's true. So think about it. But yeah, I'm already terrified about trying to do whatever. I'm going to put this job in big quotes because I've got 4 jobs, but doing this job that week will be very hard, I suspect. So I feel for everyone out there right now. Hey, we got some updates on Kingdom Hearts 4. Jenna, I actually don't remember if you've ever played Kingdom Hearts or give a shit about Kingdom Hearts.
Nope and nope.
Great.
We don't either. We don't either. I felt it important to mention their new screenshots. They don't look good. People say they look good, but they don't.
Mickey's in it.
Mickey's in it, and it looks like you can play as Mickey in this one, which is like,
Great.
Is that the case?
New?
Is that
do
new?
People want that.
Yeah. Is that? No, that's good. Yeah. Okay.
John's gone. John's gone.
Mickey is here, I guess. Hey,
Mickey is taking over.
Monsieur Mouse. Does Sora
press R2 to make me dash?
Okay, I don't want to talk to him anymore.
Press L3 to make me show you my butt a little bit.
No, I don't. That's a bad button.
I'll show you my butt just a little bit.
No, why would Nomura put that in? Why would he put that in?
Keep
hitting. Hey, Mickey, are you going to have any tramp stamp style cosmetics that we can get
for
you?
They're back in season. Yep.
Womb tattoos?
No, that's the back. That's what tramp stamp is the back.
No, I know, but I'm asking Mickey if he has a womb tattoo option.
just on the back.
Okay. That's fine.
All right. It's good to know there's a line.
Yeah, thanks, Mickey.
Thanks,
welcome.
Yeah, the game looks.
I
you
love
ever heard of? I don't know
pass.
if I can. The thing about these screenshots is that it looks the most Unreal Engine 5 I've ever seen any video game look ever.
The one thing I'll say is that when I saw this collection of screenshots, it looks it to me it's a throwback to old video game magazines where they would show you stills of a game that is clearly not done yet. That you are meant to go, all right, that kind of looks bad, but I'm interested, and I think that's kind of what these do. It was an interesting proof of life. Like, I don't know if Kingdom Hearts sickos need proof of life for anything. Like, I feel like they've got the unwavering belief in their own bad taste to like really, really, really kind of hold on to,
I think they do need it because the gap between 2 and 3 was so long.
Yeah, and now it's been a really long time for 3. It's shorter, but it's still long.
Yeah, so I do think that there was like a necessity to say the video game is coming out, but this feels like one of those remind you that the video game is alive, because they canceled a mobile game yesterday.
They did?
Yes, they canceled.
For Kingdom Hearts?
Oh God.
No. Read it all.
I can say literally any string.
You can say literally anything. Yeah.
This one is simply called Kingdom Hearts Missing Link.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like Wario64 says it's a GPS based action RPG.
Okay.
And they canceled it.
Here's what I have to say about this. I'm looking. I dug up the images.
Yeah.
It's truly feels like it reflects a pretty sad state of games journalism that this has gotten a news cycle.
Yeah,
I know.
And I appreciate why it has. It's a big SEO hit. Kingdom Hearts fans are, I'm certain, losing their minds about this, but it's like it's one tweet and it's one collage of
it's like an
images.
Instagram. Yes.
Yeah.
And they're not good.
They look bad. I mean, these shots don't look good.
What is this one of just a phone?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just a picture of a phone. It just truly makes me a little bit sad about just the state of games journalism and news media, that this is like, no, we've got to report on this because this will get views and this will get clicks.
It also seems again, they released a trailer for this video game a while ago.
Yeah.
It looks just like that. So if you told me that this was just screenshots from that and they were like, listen, we've got new, like, it probably is the same fucking build. Like, I don't, this is, it's such a nothing burger of a story, I think, that it's like, it doesn't look good. Like,
it's not worth of note. No. It's not worth of note.
It just doesn't look good.
I am happy for Kingdom Hearts fans. I have no ill will nor love for the franchise.
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I do not care if you live or die.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. That's Nikki. It's not me.
All right, no. We got the back of the box quote for this episode. I don't care if Kingdom Hearts fans live or die. Jenna Stoeber. All right, we got it. Print it. No,
I would piss on you if you were on fire. No, I'm. If you were excited about this, I'm happy for you.
More power to you.
Yeah.
I do feel like that, although I guess my feeling about Kingdom Hearts fans in the year of our Lord 2025 is like, get excited about something else.
Wow.
Yeah, get excited about something else. I'm sure you used to watch Star Wars. Andor is pretty good. That's back to being exciting. Do you want to go do that? Do that. Have you heard of professional wrestling? What about sports? What about hard drugs? Like, get excited about anything.
Take some shrooms and play Kingdom Hearts. You earned it. The world's bad. If you like Kingdom Hearts,
I know it's true.
Crazy.
I just
do some LSD and play some video games.
I've been working through the first one on stream, and that first game is really bad. But I'm excited to get to the second and third because that's the sickos I know are like, you'll find some things in it you like. So begrudgingly, I will.
People can lie, though.
I'll continue. They can lie. John. It's true. Like us.
They just want to hook you. They just want to hook you like they're hooked.
Yeah. They want to nort me.
Gross.
Nort me. Jenna, what have you been playing lately? Have you been playing anything fun?
The answer is no, because I just rolled credits on Blueprints. Is that fun?
That's good. That's fun.
Hard to say. To say.
That's good. That's something.
Hard to say.
Well, where did you kind of fall on that game? Because we've been talking about it. Like, it's funny. We've been talking about it in these little fits and starts for like 5 weeks. So yeah, it's like I'm interested to know.
How deep into it are y'all? Have you either?
I rolled credits. I rolled credits and then didn't do anything afterwards because of my feelings on it. But I'm excited to hear. And
I have not rolled credits, but I know, I know too much. So if you are listening to this, and you're like, I'm still on day 5, or I'm still on day 150, and I haven't rolled credits yet. Just skip it. We'll timestamp it, whatever. But you can talk about whatever.
I mean, we don't need to talk about spoilers if I'm honest, because my feelings on it are not. Don't have very little to do with the content of the puzzles, which I found were ultimately pretty satisfying, fun, of different varieties. Some were like instantaneous, like, here's a math puzzle, just figure it out.
Yep.
Some took a little bit more investment. Some took a lot of investment, arguably too much. I feel. And here's the thing: is like I don't think Blueprints. It's probably not going to be on my top 10 game of the year list. And I'm like already preemptively trying to lay the groundwork to not have to fight people about it when I get there. But one thing I will say is that from just like a pure design standpoint, I think if you have a roguelike game in which you cannot quit runs mid-run.
Yeah.
If your runs are more than like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, if they can be longer than that, you have to let people save in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's just unacceptable. And so I had a lot of frustrations where I would hit a run, be doing good, and then I suddenly be locked into like 2 hours of gameplay because each run is so precious and the things you unlock are so precious that it's like, either I shortchange myself on puzzles or I stop and move on with my life. And so the game does so much to disrespect the player's time.
Yeah.
It really drove me crazy.
Yeah. The end of that game, and this is what I said when I rolled credits, but like the end of that game is painful. Because I had all of the things that I needed, all of the knowledge in my brain.
Mr. Police, you had all the clues.
I had all of the clues required to finish the game. And then it took me an extra 3.5 hours to line up all the bullshit that I needed. And and I understand why. From a narrative perspective, I understand why. But I think that there are... I still have to play the video game. So like I would have preferred if the game was better at railroading you to things artificially by loading the deck once it knows that you've like checked all of these boxes, be like, okay, we're gonna get you to the foundation now. Like we are just gonna railroad you. Here are the rooms that you need. Walk there.
And I don't even know what the game has to lose by doing that. I really don't. Like they go like, it could be this really fun thing of like, we know you figured this out. Bling, big sound effects. Like we're loading all your shit. And like, here you go. We've set the table for you. Like go finish it. Like I agree with that.
I spent so much time, like I was in love with the game. And then the last fifth of it, I was like, I just want to finish it. I just want to be done with it. And then I was not satisfied when I got to the end.
No.
And I got to the end and then the game was like, well, there's a bunch more shit. And I was like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Because like to your point, Jenna, like I did not feel like the amount of time that I had already put in was respected enough to be like, okay, yes, you can go finish the game now. It was like, why am I bashing my head against shit that I already have figured out? Like I've already done this. It's not like a jigsaw puzzle introduces like the same 8 puzzles when you're 90% of the way done with it, you know? Like it lets you figure it out. Yeah, bummer. I think that the game has a lot of really, 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 really good ideas. It does a lot of really cool stuff. But I've like the act of playing it and finishing it was such a miserable experience for me specifically. Because it's like, it's random. That's the part. Because there are other people who had much better time with the ending because they got better roles after they figured it out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I had about the same arc as you, which is like I was super in love with it. Oh my God, game of the year, love this. And then there's just a turn.
Yes,
there's just a turn where you have like a couple of bad runs or a couple of close runs.
Yeah, really close.
Yeah,
where like lining it up, and then the doors are in the wrong spot.
Yeah, or you don't get the right room to get the right antechamber door open. Yeah. It does feel like here's what I'll say is like. Roguelikes, game development's really hard.
It's really hard. Yes,
it's so hard.
But
and
I get where you're going with this, though. I think, yeah.
Game development's incredibly, insanely hard.
Yes,
and the best games are doing such insane, minute stuff in the background.
Yes.
Especially roguelikes, things that you don't realize as a player are happening necessarily.
Yeah.
And a thing about a lot of roguelikes is that their RNG is not all that random.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Right.
Like a lot of your favorite RNG. I'm speaking to the listener right now. A lot of your favorite roguelikes have a finger on the scale, changing the odds of things so that when you have certain builds, certain specific things spawn in order to synergize with those builds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear, it's so achingly clear that Blueprints does not have anything like that happening in the background.
Yeah.
And so, it's so frustrating because they're so close to greatness.
Yeah, really
but then there's just these little details that you really only get if you make a lot of games or play a lot of games or really understand how games work, that they're missing this key element, which is like, if somebody spawns, the secret garden, you need to understand that's happening in the back end and create a smoother path so subtly that they don't know that it's happening. Yeah. It's just that sort of thing where it's like, ooh, you're so close.
You're so close.
And that's I think the part where it's like, it feels like if you talked to that team that they could reasonably be like, well, the narrative is such. That's the nature of the house.
Got it.
At which point I would be like, well, I think that's wrong. Like, I just don't think, I don't think you need
but backing that up, having a mansion that just respawns itself in a different order every time, you can back that up to be like, yeah, this whole thing's fucking stupid. I'm going to go live in another house that I know where shit is. But I know what you mean, though. Like, I think they would justify it. But like, you play something like Hades, and something like that is happening where like clearly there's a thumb on the scale in that game.
Yeah.
But also, and I think this is like kind of where like the roguelike experience kind of goes a little off the rails for me with something like Blueprints, is that like I could get a really bad Hades run, but if I'm fucking good at that game, I could still get through it. If I'm really good at it, I can still gut it out. And with Blueprints, there have been too many days I've had where it's like, you can't gut this out. Like you've just backed yourself into a corner so early, and you're just
and it feels like shit.
It doesn't feel good.
To quit a run, it feels like shit on both ends. To quit a run and you've only gotten 2 layers into the house, that's a bummer.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
That feels bad because it's like, why did I even do this? And it's not because, again, it's not because like I'm not good at the game. I got dealt bad hands.
Yeah.
That sucks. This is also too much time.
I also want to say, Nikki, this is coming from someone who has brute forced 90% of the missed puzzles I've ever seen you play through. I'm just clicking random combinations until it like clicks open.
That's different. That's different. And then like if you get all the way, if you get like to the 9th level or like 9 levels deep in the house, and then you're like, okay, well, I needed a hallway and they gave me 3 consecutive dead ends. And it's like, okay, well, that took me an hour and 15 minutes that I will not get back. I learned nothing and accomplished nothing. Like, what do you want me to do?
And without talking about spoilers about what happens when you roll credits, the like capping scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
aggravatingly underwhelming.
Yeah, no, like for what? For what?
Yeah.
And it's like, apparently, so the thing is that I have been told is that the amount of story stuff that justifies the way that the game ends when you beat it the first time, it doesn't get that justification so you beat it a second time.
Pass.
No, hard pass, right?
Pass.
Like I don't.
Sorry,
like, I'm not
Hades
gonna,
did it. You can't
do it.
it.
Like you can't do it. Like figure it out. So
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Like great game, but also I have no interest in thinking more about it. I don't think.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. I will absolutely get that studio's next game. 100%. I'm locked in.
What a great one to do first.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah,
yes.
Went really hard for your first one, but also
I respect it, but I wish it respected me.
Play some Fortnite, like not like seriously, deeply, like play some Fortnite and understand the ways that game lies to the player actively, in service of like making them have a good time, because I think it's important.
Yeah. Nikki, what have you been playing? Anything especial?
No, I didn't play anything this week. Sorry.
I kind of didn't play anything this week either.
I played more Fortnite.
Okay.
Which is still good. This is still a good season. It's still the Star Wars stuff. I have watched a lot of Case of the Golden Idol.
You've watched a lot of it.
Yeah, I've been watching the person who's playing it.
Okay, gotcha. Yes.
That game seems fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I'll probably pick that up.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, and I've been mourning the loss of my Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
I don't know where it is. I think I left it on a plane.
Oh no!
I left it on a plane at GDC, which was 2 months ago.
That was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's under Michael Hyam's couch. And like, could I? No, I know. Should I text him and ask him?
No, don't do that, because he does listen to the show.
Oh,
he listens to it
Michael,
every
can you
single week.
Can you check under
Michael P. Hyam? Please listen to the show. Literally, I love that man so much with all my heart. He is in our Discord literally every week saying something about the episode that just happened. So I know you're listening, Michael Hyam. Please look under your couch to see if
my Switch is there. It's in a gray, like felt-y case. It's a Swirl LED. If it's not there, it was on my plane. And it's gone now.
That's tough.
But I got my Switch 2 case in the mail today. So that's good.
Great. Jenna, Nikki is receiving, what is it, 8? Is it 8?
I think it's like 8.
8 Nintendo Switch 2s, because everyone that is coming into town for SGF is sending the Switch 2 to Nikki's house so they can
pick it up and start playing.
Have it. Yeah. I did the same. So
I mean, do you know how much money you'd make if that shipment got
lost? I know it got lost. Something happened. I only got mine.
I only got mine. So weird.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing.
Really weird.
You have to hide yours put it back under Michael's couch. Save it there for a couple months.
That's exactly right. I think the only thing I really played much of, I picked up Claire Obscure again a little bit. I'm very slowly going through that. Very, very slowly.
What is it? What game?
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Yeah, okay, Expedition 33.
You know, Final Fantasy. You know, the French Final Fantasy, you know that one?
Yeah, FFF. Everyone knows.
FFF. Yeah, I'm still not in love with this thing like everyone else is. But it's interesting. I think the thing that's making me angriest about the discourse around this game is that the lie that 30 people made it. There's just been this this TikTok and casual gaming accounts have just been like, yeah, how can 30 people make a game that looks and feels better and whatever? But there were 200 people including QA that worked on this game. It's a big budget game from that it is on Xbox Game Pass. We don't need to act like it's some indie darling. It's not. I love scrappiness, but it's hard. A piece of news / interesting thing that I am looking at and looking into is this afternoon. Someone claimed that Bungie lifted a bunch of their graphic design
for
Marathon, which is a huge bummer because I think the visual design of that game is 90%, like I played through that alpha, I went through that survey for them, and every big nice thing I had to say about that was really not about the gameplay, which I think needs some work.
The visual,
and it was about the visuals. And boy, if they stole a lot of them, that's a problem.
That's a bummer.
On several levels. So that's something that I am looking at a little bit more closely. We'll see how that pans out. But
did you see the pictures they posted?
I did. They were pretty damning.
Just the thing.
Kind of really damning.
Yeah,
really
they're damning.
Sloppy. Part of me is like, is there a chance they used AI and that the AI thing scraped this person's art? But actually, that doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't help. Right. I mean, it's like,
it's especially sad because they probably don't have the resources to like sue and get paid.
No,
that's actually what they said, is that they don't really have resources to do that. But like, yeah, I think that when I was out somewhere when I saw the tweet or the post or whatever pass my eyes, and I was like, okay, well, I feel like I see one of these every once in a while, and like some of them, frankly, don't like totally pass the smell test, but but boy, we're talking exact kind of lifts. It looks like
it's not borderline. You can just see it.
It's just the same text. And I'm sure they will be like, well, actually, none of the assets in the game are final. And we didn't make any money off of this.
Right. Yeah. So you're right.
We'll change it for final release.
We'll change
which is still inexcusable. But like just knowing how these companies move, they will either say nothing, which is almost definitely going to be what the move is. Yeah. Or they will say, actually, none of the assets in the game were final.
Yep.
Anyway, we haven't actually taken anything. It was a free. We didn't make any money off.
This was a freebie.
Yeah, this is free, which is vile.
Yeah, which is vile. It's disappointing.
So that's good.
It is disappointing.
Never been a better time.
Never been a better time. Listen, we every single week we go to our Discord. You can go to discord.gg/VGBs. If you join the Hive, which is vgbs.com/join, which, by the way, we've had a lot of you join over the past couple of weeks.
Thank
so we
you.
Really appreciate that very much. You can ask us questions. It could be about anything. And boy, did we get a lot of about anything questions this week. So you can go ask us anything. Let's start with the Hive questions right now. Hey, folks, y'all are now surprised in charge of making the Switch 2 carts taste like something. What's it taste like?
Oh, how fun. Wait, are we trying to keep people from swallowing them whole?
I think they should be good.
It's an open-ended question, so do whatever you think is right here. Oh, by the way, that was from MC Bungie. Thank you so much, MC.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have a question that I think we have to establish first.
Yeah.
Are we imagining in this world, all of John's juice is gone?
It's gone.
No more juice.
It's in my liver now.
No more juice. In this world, are we imagining that chemically we can reproduce anything correctly, or are we bound to current restrictions on chemicals? So here's why. You are overthinking the fuck out of never.
The
no, I'm not. Right. Because artificial strawberry tastes horrible.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand that.
If we could get good strawberry.
Right.
Sprayable.
Wow, you were thinking way shorter. I was like, Kingdom Hearts, what is it, 6? Which is it? What's the one coming out?
This is definitely, but it's Kingdom the 18th Kingdom Hearts game for sure.
Kingdom Hearts 4, Tastes of Mickey Flesh. And it's like a bonus.
Whoa.
And when you get it, you kind of get you get a unique proprietary taste of what Mickey's roasted flesh would taste like.
My ribs.
Yeah.
Limited run games should take each cart out of the thing when they get them from Nintendo, wash them off, and then respray them.
They should. I
agree. I like the Mickey Flesh idea.
Thank you.
Mario Kart World should just taste like gasoline.
Okay.
Yeah. It should come in one of 3 flavors: ass, gas, or grass.
Yeah.
Kind of a Birdie Box situation.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a great call.
I'm trying to think. What if they tasted like Haichu?
That would be delightful. I would like that
would be nice.
a lot. I feel like
Haichu.
It should be based on the cart. I don't think it should be one flavor.
Specific, like so like it has specific assets for thumbnail, like all this other stuff. It also has a specific flavor.
You have to submit the flavor profile. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I think there are obvious ones. Bananas is going to taste like bananas. Like that probably like
that's easy.
Sure, yeah, obviously.
Very clear.
But it's going to taste. But it's going to taste like those little hard chiclet banana candy.
But it doesn't have to taste like artificial banana. It could taste like bananas Foster, like for real. It could taste like
like
something.
Juice.
Yeah, because you're setting that on fire, right?
Juice.
Yeah, and then when you plug it in and your switch heats up, kind of aerosol,
like a smoke machine, but for vaping.
Yeah.
What if you replace one of the switch modes with a little vape rig, and you can just
I like
get a
that
sweet pull.
I like that. Surgeon General's warning on Switch 2.
Finally another thing to put on the front of those boxes. There's not enough on those boxes.
God, that'd be funny. I think I agree. I think I agree with you, Jenna. It's gotta be different. You gotta submit your own flavor per cart. I think that's a good call. God. Because then we would be incentivized to taste every single one, which I think is beautiful.
Exactly.
Which is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Listen, I think we're still going to have another cycle. They said it's going to taste the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we are going to have another cycle of people putting those fuckers in their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We could rig it. We could wash the carts at our own homes in a couple of weeks. And then flavor them and then have people try them.
Manually flavor them, dunk them in like fun dip.
Mm-hmm. Fun dip.
Like Dunkaroos.
That's great.
Fun dip.
Dunkaroo them,
Dunkaroo.
That's good.
Why did we get rid of do-it-yourself dunking as like a fun little treat?
I don't know.
Messy?
You know what? You know who has the market cornered on it? Because I just did a cross-country road trip and I went to a bunch of gas stations. Mm-hmm. Nutella's got they've got the little they've got breadsticks and they've got pretzel sticks and they've got little dipping situations, but they're like the only game in town now, and it's like
I've seen those with like hummus, little hummus dippers.
Hummus,
that makes me sad though. I'm sorry about it. That makes if you have to take a tiny little hummus and pretzel, like I understand you're on the road sometimes, you got to do what you got to do, but like. Oh no!
Where is this? Nikki has posted a iPhone reminder that says Dunkaroos are still coming back summer 2020.
When is this image
This is from the Dunkaroos Instagram account 267 weeks ago. The copy is, "We hear you. Dunkaroos are still coming back this summer. More details coming soon."
We hear you. That's really.
There was nothing else to worry about in maybe like March or April of 2020.
2020. Yeah, nothing else kind of on the horizon.
Yeah.
What I'll say is I popped on the Dunkaroo Wikipedia page to see if this actually happened. Apparently in May 2020, they were shipped out to 7-Eleven stores. Yeah.
All right. Wow.
A couple stores got them.
I'm glad they're back.
We're really glad they're back. All right, we have another question from Soy Socks. Hey, what's something you want to do in real life, but will likely just settle for the game version instead? For example,
paraglide.
Paraglide. Okay. For example, I love driving vehicles of all kinds. Flight simulators are robust enough. I no longer desire a real pilot's license. So for you, Jenna, it's paraglide.
Oh, interesting.
Now I might paraglide in real life if I'm honest with it. So
no, that seems awesome.
Killing people.
Yeah, that's gotta be it, right?
I think that's my kind of.
It's gotta be hitting people with your car.
It's gotta be vehicular manslaughter.
I don't know anymore. It's possible.
It's gotta be flying a Grand Theft Auto plane into like a car. You know. No, but I think like for real, I would say.
Own a farm, own and operate.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It's like having a big responsibility in a small town. I'll never do that.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be mayor, man.
No, not in a million years. But I will lord over digital ones and zeros.
Yeah,
in their life.
Oh, I'm in charge of an island and can kind of like bring it from nothing to something really cool, and all my friends will come here. That sounds exhausting in real life, but I will do that in a game because it does sound fun.
I am now in the phase of my life, which is old
late
age,
20s.
Old age, where I'm like actively watching this old house.
Okay.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Like what if?
What if?
Mike Rowe is on this season of this old house that I'm watching, which is like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I should buy a house. That's my cool idea.
Okay.
I am the first person to ever think about it.
But I think I should buy idea.
With all of the money.
Yes, go do it. Do it, I guess.
All of the capital.
It's so affordable.
It's easy.
Okay, we have another question. Let's see.
Hit us.
Jason asks, can either of you juggle?
Nope.
That was a good one. All right.
Sorry. So sorry.
Jason also asks, what's the worst job you've ever had?
Juggler.
Stupid.
Worst job I've ever had.
Briefly worked as a telemarketer giving surveys to auto shops. It just wasn't a good job. My initials are JES, and the woman who ran it, who was clearly like started off as a salesperson and worked her way up to the lowest rung of management.
Yeah.
Always called me Jess. She never learned my real name. And I mean, honestly, that was fair because I did one cycle and I was like, fuck this forever for real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you had to script. You weren't allowed to do anything while you were waiting for phone calls. So you just had to you were in a cubicle, tiniest little cubicle, like a one desk. They were temporary. You didn't have anything. You just came in, you got a seat, and you just had to sit and stare at the cubicle walls while it was ringing. You weren't allowed to have a phone or have a book or do crosswords. I got written up a couple times because I did have a crossword and I was doing it because fuck this. But I got scolded a lot for it. And I was like, that's fine. That's can't do anything.
Yeah, whatever.
Fire me.
You. Yeah, fire me over crosswords.
I don't care. This is a bad job.
Will Shorts will salute me for getting fired from this job.
Nightmare.
Worst. I mean, I worked at Best Buy for 2 seconds, and I don't know if that was my worst job or the one that just didn't ever turn into anything. I was hired at the Best Buy. I still might technically work for Best Buy because I never got fired from Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the job at the interview. They told me to come.
Sign.
Always a great sign. They told me to come in the next day so I could shadow somebody. And I shadowed somebody for 35 minutes. And then I went into the break room where I sat at this computer. And then everyone else who already worked at the Best Buy was like, who the fuck are you? As I'm sitting on this computer watching the history of Best Buy training.
Oh, God.
And then they were like, okay, we'll hit you back up with the next phase of training. And then they never did.
Okay.
Wow.
They ghosted me, but I did get a check a couple of weeks later.
Oh, weird.
Okay. All right.
My worst job, I guess, technically was, it's hard to say it was a job, but it kind of was. It was I got an internship, but they said it was paid. When I was in graduate school, and it was for a game development company in Austin. They were making an MMO. And they said, you're going to be working with the design team on helping us, do X, Y, Z. And when I got there, it was a big switcheroo. They're like, oh, actually, you're just going to be the secretary for our business development guy who sucks a lot and will basically just not be very nice to you for a few days. And then after the first day, I was like, hey, it's kind of weird that no one came and got any of my information about banking or anything like that. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, we're doing that. And then 2 days later, they still hadn't done it. And I was like, am I getting paid for this or what? And they said, well, we actually thought it was an unpaid internship. And I was like, oh, no. And so I went into the office and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm in graduate school. I'm not like I'm getting an MBA. Like this is, I feel like this is warranted. And they said, why don't you just go home? And I was like, okay.
Filled your pockets up with Post-it notes and pens and never came back.
That studio was fucking done in 6 months. So
wow.
So it was, that was that. So that was probably my worst job. I think, or Fanbyte had a media, one of those. One of those was the worst job I've ever had. Goofy. Adam Juice asked, what topic or heated opinions do people need to grow up in regards to?
Grow up. Games related or just in general?
I think it could be anything.
I think having any opinion on a video game is a grow up.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
it's true.
Like, yeah, come on,
get over it. People love Kingdom Hearts. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Like whatever.
That's fine.
Yeah.
One of us on the show might disagree, but like I think generally that's true.
About anything, I'm over. I just watched an episode of Craig of the Creek, which is a great Craig of the Creek. It's an animated show on HBO Max.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And there's the last season of that show, and it's very clear that like they didn't know if they were going to have more program to make. So the last season of that show is like weird little arcs. And there was an arc in this last season or second to last season of that show where Craig, the setup is incredible. Craig wakes up and there's bees in his house.
Okay.
And then for the next 6 episodes, he just sleeps at other people's houses because there's bees in his house. And there's an episode where he's with JP, which was one of his closest friends, and it's actually a great episode of television. He's like, JP eats a slice of pineapple pizza. Mm-hmm. And Craig is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you can't eat this. And JP's like, whatever, just like get over it. And that's how I feel. It's like, I feel like if you're still dying on a hot dog, a sandwich hill,
yes,
like a pineapple on pizza hill, like if you're dying on any like food-based basic ass, like those flavor of conversations, I think that part you need to grow up about.
Yeah.
The hot dog a sandwich was going to be my poll.
That's
so I feel like it's fun to hang out with your friends and have like shoot the shit and have dumb arguments and stuff like that. There's a point at which it becomes just like a meme.
Really dumb.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then people get like really emotionally invested in it and it stops being fun.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I hit a point where I'm just like, this is discourse now. It's not like
for what?
Yeah.
For what? Yeah. Yeah.
No.
And it's just like, because I know dumb little stuff like that, people will still get heated enough to like send death threats. And it's like, you're wasting your life.
Yeah.
Your mortal life. Yeah.
I think the only game related thing I can think of, because I think they hit the nail on the head with the other things, like any of those, like pineapple and pizza, fucking hot dog sandwich. Yeah. Time, money, like,
like $1 per hour about a video game.
Like, worried about like, I paid $40, but there was only $10 of game in this, whatever. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, fuck you, fuck off. Like, this is goofy. Like, I think there are only like, I think clearly if you're playing NBA 2K and you've spent $120 on the mega version and now you're like addicted to buying the in-game currency, like that's a different conversation. But like I just think being worried about stuff like that I think is kind of silly. Ironically, Jason asks if you could eliminate one debate from the collective unconsciousness, what would it be? For me, it would be without going into more serious topics, it would be pineapple on pizza. So Jason,
we just
also
Jason, go watch.
Time.
Let me find this episode. This episode of Craig of the Creek is great. I'll finish the plot. Basically, JP eats the pizza, right? And then he's like, when I eat pizza, I get weird when I sleep. And the reveal is that he has a second life of when he sleep talks, when he eats pineapple on pineapple pizza. And then Craig and him have to go on this little quest while JP is asleep, enduring like sleep pineapple pizza dream zone. It's delightful.
That is delightful.
Good show.
Good show.
Yeah, so that's still my answer.
All right. Adam Juice also asked, "What's your dream sponsor?"
Anybody. Fucking what?
Anybody? Yeah, anybody. Hey, Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, like at this point.
Well,
you know,
okay.
no,
you found the one.
Raytheon, John, please.
Raytheon.
Oh my God.
Halliburton,
really
Blackwater.
Yes, anybody.
Yeah, just send us that money. No. Yeah, I mean, I think like, I don't know. Like, I think in terms of like a perfect sponsor, it feels like Fit, right? Like in terms of like, I would have no issue going like, this is the best thing on the planet. Like, I love it. Like I drink more Topo Chico than like most anyone on the planet. I drink Intelligentsia coffee every single morning. So like they could probably sponsor me and I'd probably be okay. So that's probably it for me. I don't know. What about y'all?
I don't know. I don't love companies.
I know. Yeah. I don't love companies either.
Brands.
I feel like what happens is that, you know, you get the money and then it turns out Topo Chico has been funding, you know, a coup in a country that doesn't deserve it, you know?
Yeah,
and then
Sealand.
Like,
they've been doing a coup on Sealand.
Right, you know, and it's like, okay.
I would support that. That's funny. That's funny. A meme coup?
Yeah.
The Topo Chico meme coup? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'll take Toyota's money. You know?
All right. Okay.
I'll take Toyota's money.
You'll take
if they were like,
money.
we'll give you a little car.
Okay.
God, Toyota should start giving people used cars as part of sponsorship deals. If Toyota was like, we'll give you a 2019 Corolla hatchback, I'd be all over it. I would say, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Please. Yeah. I love your product.
If Honda gave me a Super Cub or a Moto Compacto, I would pivot my whole brand to being a car girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right there. And it doesn't even have to be new. I'll take a used car, Toyota. If you're listening, let's go places together.
Let's go places together. Stupid. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. Hey, what's everyone's experience and investment in GTA? I always get a new one, play a handful of hours, don't give a shit about the story, and I stop.
Essentially,
that's essentially where I am. Yeah, I think I invested a lot into Vice City when it came out 20 some odd years ago.
That's crazy.
But I was in college.
Yeah.
So like that, you know, that had a lot to do with it. Or was I in high school? Doesn't matter. Essentially the same. But that was really the last one I think I did that with. So mostly it's just like I fuck around. I realized like none of the characters mean anything to me, and then I stop. So that's.
I spent a lot of time in GTA 5.
Because you love Los Angeles.
Because I love Los Angeles, and I love the way that they talk about the city and the way that they portray it, and kind of like the writing. I think is just excellent.
You love the characters and their different their points of view.
Yeah, all of that stuff was I think.
And
really
you love you love all the puns of the names, of the businesses, and things.
Water, like that's so funny.
It's really funny.
Spunk.
Yeah. Can you believe this tech company is run by a guy who sucks?
No way,
I can't believe it.
I, however, watched more GTA 5 content on YouTube than I did play it because I was watching so much Achievement Hunter at the time because I was a child when that video game came out. That I just I watched a fuck ton of GTA 5 content on YouTube. Even though I did not think the game was very good at all.
Okay. Electric Gauntlet asks, "Hey, for someone
Jenna,
visiting,
what's your experience with the video game?"
Oh, sorry. 5? Yeah,
that's essentially it.
Oh, okay.
I hop in, I play a little bit of it. Character creator's fun.
Yeah.
I just have no strong feelings on it as a game. I know it's hugely popular. It's never really hit for me, but I'm also just I'm not a freak for open world games. So
yeah, I get that.
I live in an open world. I want a curated experience when I play video games.
I totally get that. It makes a lot of sense. Speaking of that open world, for someone visiting St. Louis, what's a must visit?
Oh my God. Well, you've already heard it. It's the City Museum is the coolest place in St. Louis / the world.
That was going to be my answer. My only time being to St. Louis a few times, I'm like, yeah. That's it.
It's objectively the correct answer.
Yeah.
So City Museum's great. The Arch is fun, but I would not say it's mandatory. The grounds are very lovely though, because it's right next to the river. Mm-hmm. If you want the best Mexican food in town, you're going to want to go to Cherokee Street. There's also a lot of cool antique and vintage shops, really cool little stores, incredible vintage clothing. If you are a secondhand clothing fan, that's where you want to go. Grand is great if you want any kind of food. Incredible Indian food. There's some good gelato. Well, not right now. The gelatery is closed, but
no.
Yeah. It got burned. It's fully closed.
No.
Wait, huh? How did there's no fire in there?
How to get burned?
Because it's a gelatery.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There was a fire happened in the basement and just burned the hell out of that and the Orpheum cleaner, which is next door. But people are less sad about the dry closing shop closing. But the community has rallied. They've raised an incredible amount of money, so they are going to be reopening. But
yay,
that's closed. And Faux Grand next to it just actually reopened. I think it has something different. But if you want food, Grand and the Tower Grove Park area is a lovely place to go. We have a giant free zoo. It's one of the best zoos in the country / world.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome. We've got a massive free art museum where you can go see one of my favorite paintings of all time, Sadak in Search of the Waters of Oblivion. Yeah.
They
always have really good exhibitions. Go check out Forest Park. St. Louis is great. St. Louis slept on. Don't move here, but come visit.
Say wherever you do.
Don't move here. But St. Louis is great.
Yeah.
I went there for a wedding. I threw my wallet out of a moving car because I got so drunk. So that was a good time. I had to tell a wedding DJ to quit karaokeing his own songs.
So people loved you, huh?
Had a good weekend there, but I did go to the City Museum and a bunch of other stuff that was amazing, and I left going, actually St. Louis is great. So
St. Louis is great.
This painting is nuts, dude.
Yo, it's a good painting. It's a good painting.
I love it.
Well, it seems like you found him though, so it doesn't seem that bad. He's like really close.
Some waters.
He's found some waters.
I don't think those are the waters of Oblivion. But I don't know for sure.
Well, I mean, it's on Game Pass.
It's stupid.
So you should just subscribe to that.
Yeah, just subscribe to Oblivion. They remastered it just for this. Folks, yes, once again, you can ask us Hive questions every single week. Go to vgbs.com/join, and you can do that whenever you want to, but especially on the days where we call for it, which is usually the day of recording. So just go do that. We have one review to read. I read 5-star reviews whenever you leave one, so go do that on Apple Podcasts. We have Sci-Fi-Brarian. Thank you so much. Says, join the Hive. Honest and smart discussions about all things video games and occasionally sports. That's right. John and Nikki are terrific hosts and are funny in a way that provides blessed reprieve during the end times. I always look forward to new episodes, and every guest they've had so far has been absolutely killer. Thank you so much,
Jenna.
That's you, Jenna. That's absolutely you. And speaking of you, we would love to know where our listeners can find you. You are in several places on the internet. Please tell us about them.
Yeah, you can find my video essays on youtube.com/@_Jenna.
I looked it up. Yes.
Yeah. I'm also I live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/_Jenna. I'm on TikTok, I believe under The Real The Jenna. I'm on Blue Sky under The Jenna. Basically, any variation of The Jenna or _Jenna will get you to my content. But really, the video essays and the live stream are the main thing. Of course, if you're a fan of podcasts, as I know you are, because you're listening to a podcast right now, you should listen to Big Game Hunger. John came in and we made a game together. It was really fun. The premise is we get 3 random prompts and use them to make a game. And then that game never gets made because that's the hard part of making games. Ideas are easy and they're free. We should check that out at biggamehunger.com.
we really appreciated having you on today.
You're having me.
Oh my gosh, this was so fun. Nikki, what do you want? Make you think .club?
Make you think .club is my newsletter.
Go.
It's free.
It's free. It's amazing. Hey, go to feetlegal.com. You can get a glider. The tariffs are down. That means we're sending this shit out really soon.
Yay.
So if you want a glider, you want a foot-based controller, go to feetlegal.com. Reserve yours today, and it'll be in the first batch that we have. So,
Jenna, did you just type the URL in? It's real.
No, I remember it because John pitched it. Was talking about it.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to make sure the internet knew that I was into sites called Feet Legal.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I love incriminating
not
people.
Feet illegal.
No.
Not feet illegal.
No.
Feetlegal.com. Also, once again, go to vgbs.com/join. Please join the Hive. Tell your friends about it. We will be back again next week with one Dan Reichert. So stay tuned for that. Nice. One of the owners of GiantBob.com suddenly. Incredible. All right, folks. Until next week, keep on buzzing. Bye.
Bye.